What is going on, guys? We are back for another top 5 video. We are here for the fairy typing this week. Last week we covered the electric typing, and yeah, so just a quick disclaimer before we get into the video. Of course, we do not include legendary Pokemon. We only include pure and primary typing, just that we have a little bit more diversity later on in some of the other lists. But of course, if you guys have your own top 5 and you want to include those in the comment section down below, feel free to do so. Also, these lists are like I said in every video, they're 100% opinionated. So, you know, I don't base my top 5s based off of just stats or based off of just design. Sometimes it's just a combination of things, or just kind of the way that I'm feeling about them, you know? So, you know, if you don't see your favorite Pokemon on there, don't be offended. I like your Pokemon probably. It's just, you know, my personal top 5. So without further ado, let us hop in to number 5. All right, at number 5, we have Slurpuff, the meringue Pokemon. Now, Slurpuff is one of those Pokemon where you just kind of look at it and you go, oh my god, what are you? Like, are you a marshmallow? Apparently you're meringue. You're just straight sugar, straight energy. This Pokemon is actually crazy though. It has the ability to just sweep through teams, belly drum, and it just blows people away. Honestly, like, I didn't really think much of this Pokemon for a super long time, and then just like I used it one day and I was like, oh my god, this thing just wrecks lives. It's one of those Pokemon that's just underratedly powerful. And the fairy typing on its own is just one of the most dominant typings in Pokemon. You know, obviously this thing isn't really that high up in the rankings, but you know, it can set up, it can sweep you. It's its threat. Like, you can't sleep on this thing. But without further ado, let us hop in to number 4. Alright guys, coming in number 4, we have Florges, the garden Pokemon. Now, Florges is one of those Pokemon that this really epitomizes what I think the fairy typing is, you know? A very cleric Pokemon, right? It's kind of regeneration, healing, you know, using, you know, the moon kind of like to create attacks and psychic abilities. Like, Florges literally represents everything, you know, like life, regeneration. You know, Florges is the like embodiment of what I think fairy typing is really about. You know, obviously coming out of the Kalos region, fairy typing was introduced, right? So they probably really wanted to have a couple really strong fairy types come out of this region, and Florges was absolutely one of them. Florges is very unique in the sense that it also gets different flower like tops on the like kind of around its head, kind of like around its crown there. And so they have a bunch of different colors. They obviously look super cool. Floette is also really cool. There's also a lore with AZ and his Floette. So you know, this Pokemon's just really cool. It has a lot of backstory behind it if you go deep enough into it. It's just a really cool Pokemon. I think it probably should have probably been a part grass type, but you know, is what it is. But you know what? Let's move on to number 3. Alright guys, coming at number 3 is one of the OG Pokemon, Clefable. Pokemon's original plan for a mascot of the franchise. Clefable is so good. Honestly, its abilities are just mind-blowing. It was already pretty good when it was a normal type, and then it became a fairy type, and it was just so much better. It doesn't give a shit about whatever your opponent's doing. It can sweep. It can be a defensive Pokemon, a cleric Pokemon. It just does everything. It's so good. I'm pretty sure it's still an OU Pokemon competitively. Like, it's pretty damn good. It gets a lot of TMs, and it's just so good. It gets a lot of coverage. And honestly, there's a super cool backstory with this Pokemon too, involving Gengar, involving Shelder. We're gonna get into that maybe sometime in the future, because honestly, thinking about it again makes me just so excited to make that video. But yeah, I mean, there's so much lore with clefable. It's a really cool Pokemon. It's kind of one of those outer space Pokemon. You know, I'm just super excited to get into that now. Oh my goodness. But without further ado, let us hop into number 2 for this video. All right, guys, at number 2, we have Togekiss, the Jubilee Pokemon. Now, Togekiss is actually has a weird ability where it can actually sense if there's conflict or peace. And it just straight up will not be seen if there is not peace and if you are not like calm and pure of heart, which is actually really, really cool to see. So when you see that Pokemon, you know that's a good person by them. And I think that's really, really cool. Kind of gives me JJ the Jet Plane vibes. If you ever watched that show as a little kid, kind of dated myself here a little bit, but you know, this Pokemon is pretty cool. You know, obviously in Generation 4, you're given a Togepi egg, and this is really where you're kind of seeing Togepi evolve. Obviously it's a Pokemon that can kind of walk around, and it's kind of really just known as a fairy, and it really does epitomize the typing. I kind of like that it's kind of flying typing as well. Another Pokemon that's really able to sweep you too. It actually has Serene Grace, and when you use Thunder Wave and Air Slash, it is one of the most annoying Pokemon competitively, but it's super fun to use for the player. And I think, you know, a combination of that plus just the design's really good. I had no choice but to put it on number 2. It was just a really easy pick for me, really. But you know what? Let's move on to our number 1 pick for this week's top 5. Alright guys, coming in at number 1 is Sylveon, one of the newer evolutions to come about. This is the intertwining Pokemon, and its really design comes from contests. This Pokemon was designed through and through in the anime to be for contests. Basically, Serena hyped this Pokemon up like it was no tomorrow, and, you know, it just goes from there, right? So, but I mean, Sylveon, again, is one of the better Pokemon competitively when it comes to the evolutions. The ability to be a cleric, to be a pretty strong Trick Room special attacker. You know, it's just a really cool Pokemon. Again, being one of the evolutions, you know, I really like its design. I really like kind of the element of it. I could see me having it if the case arose that I had Eevee or whatever. I don't necessarily think that I would necessarily have Sylveon, but you know, it's a Pokemon that I could see myself or even see Megan with, right? So to me, I just really like the design. I think the ribbons coming off of it, that's super cool. It's super, you know, it kind of gives it the illusion that it's really fast when it's going, like when it's running around, but it's actually a pretty slow Pokemon, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I mean, this Pokemon, what else can you say about it, right? It's Sylveon. I mean, most people like the evolutions, even if you don't necessarily love, you know, everyone to the same degree. I think everyone can agree that the evolutions as a whole are pretty damn cool, right? So, but with that, that is our top 5 for this week. Next week, I believe it is the fire typing, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, fighting typing, and then fire, right? Right. Alphabetical order. Yeah, so we'll be covering the fighting type next week. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't. And while you're down there, leave your top 5 in the comment section down below. Again, you know, all the music here is provided by Glitch. You know, she gives like, she just doesn't even ask for things. She just says, hey, you know, shout me out in the comment section. That's all you need. But I really wanted to give a special shout out on the video. You know, I'm going to be using her music for almost all the stuff. She's really, really good, really, really talented. Go check her out. She's in the comment section down below as well. But with that, I'm going to get up out of here. Thanks everyone for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.